Greetings, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Am I coming through nice and strong? Let's just check on my microphone. A little bit down. Let's just take that up a bit to about there. That should be about fair. Am I coming through strength 5x5? Can somebody pop that into the live stream, please? Great to see everybody. I noticed Chuck Schreiber in there is saying it's 75 degrees in South Texas. Jealousy, just pure jealousy. We're stuck with something like 16 degrees, something awful like that. So yeah, loud and clear. Thank you, Dino. 5x5, Simon. Good afternoon to you. And there's Clive and March West Andy and Wolfsec Scenics Paul. Hello, Paul. Jean Ricard, lovely to see you. Our Danish friend. Haunted Railways Jake. Randall Ellison, another staunch supporter. Does brilliant work for the railroad. Good old Randall. Yeah, top man. Dino, as always, thank you very much for coming in. Smallwood Junction Paul. Hi there, Simon and Jake and Scott Rouse Dave. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you. March West Junction Andy. Yes, quite a chilly day, hence the jumper. So it is what it is. You can't control the weather. Trains and Kits, welcome in. Nice to see you. The weather overnight was bordering on disgusting. A lot of storms, electrical storms, lots of thunder and lightning, both distant and close. Chilly and rubbish weather. You're absolutely right, Jake. And varying levels of rain from the really heavy to the light and variable. So yeah, we've really had the kitchen sink thrown at us overnight, and I feel sorry for my poor son who was out working in it on the railway. Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider, the Mecklenite outsider. Good morning to you and welcome. If Joyce is standing by, there's a wave for Joyce. It's keeping the fingers crossed. It's going to be great to see them both at Getz and Worley. Because they're doing both, hopefully. President XD's Locomotive Shed. Hello there. And what's the weather like where you are? Hot and sandy, I hope. The guilt is just sweating off of me. Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Rub it in. Rub it in. Particle Station. Oh, there's something just popped up there. Good morning to you, Charlie. Not much sleep for me. Well, I don't need it at my age. You know, it's cat naps. So there is a train of thought. I'll get enough sleep when I'm dead. That's a bit morbid, but there you go. Yeah. If you want to get into live streams, they're not going to all be at the same time of day. Even a light early evening show in America is liable to be in the dead of night for us, and the same goes for Australia and New Zealand. So yeah, it's difficult to get all the content in. Same with me. 6 hours usually dies it. Yeah, I understand. Barnabas Junction. Hello, Jason. Lovely to see you, and of course Chuck Schreiber, who is in Texas. What a wonderful name, Texas. Yeah, I'm sure Steve Childers, if he was here, would have a jaunty tune to go along with that. Yes, what are we running today? I thought I'd drag out the Forvet, which is a Hornby product. I was doing a little bit of testing on that yesterday, and it seemed to be making excessive amounts of rumbling noise on the layout. Now, considering I've got Woodland Scenics underlay, which is a foam, and it absorbs a lot of the noise. If I was running this on boards, it would really be noisy. And I've come to the conclusion that it's the rough surface of the driving wheels. That on the Corvette, let me get out of the way. On the Corvette, the power car is placed about here. So you've got the two driving ends, both dummies in this case, and the driving car is actually there in this sort of parcels bit. And it's only driven by one set of bogies, but the wheels were really rough when I inspected them. It looks like they haven't been plated properly, and it seems to be causing an excessive amount of noise. I mean, I'll get it going in a second. Grandpa Rouse, hi JD, 2711. If everybody would like to slide on and touch the like button, I'd be most appreciative. Robert's train set, Robert Valentine. Well done for being awake after last night, and hi to all the stream. Yeah, thank you, Robert. Yeah, I thought I'd jump into Anthony's live stream last night, which is really early in the morning, and we've got Ben just dropped in. Hello, Ben. I understand probably South Wales is getting the same kind of treatment weather-wise as we're getting. If you could expand on that, Ben, I'm sure we'd be empathetic with the deluge. Yeah, we really had some rough weather last night, but yeah, getting back to the Corvette, lovely model by Hornby, expensive, but between the early version that they did, which had rubber traction tires, this one doesn't, and they've added some extra weight. The weather's horrendous right now. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Ben. I believe we had that last night, but it has to go somewhere, and it looks like it's headed for South Wales. Only had a small amount of rain this morning. Now, Robert's on the coast, out near Harwich. Is that right, Robert? And yeah, it's obviously heading from the west to the east, I would have said. No, the other way around, from the east to the west. So that looks like, yeah, it looks like it's heading that way. Tim Maslin, good evening. And good evening to you too. But the trains are so delightful. Yeah, the Corvette is a really attractive looking job. They've done it in the modern southern colours, or they've chosen to do that. One of 3 liveries, I believe, was in the last tranche. But those wheels on the driving bogie, they seem to be really rough. So I've ordered another set. I mean, I took them out, I lubricated them, I made sure they were gauged properly. But on inspecting the actual tyres, there seems to be a lot of imperfections on there. Charlie's rubbing it in. 24 today. What can you do with the weather? It's out there. I got back to Rudgley Town Station last night. That sounds like a lovely name. When it was thundering, lightning, hailstoning and raining. Was nasty. Absolutely, Simon. It really did dump on us last night from a big height. Now, Barnabas Junction, Jason's in Wigan. At the moment, it's just begun raining, final morning up to the last 1 hour. Well, it seems like you might have escaped a lot of that, Jason. But it really did empty the sky on us. Even the doggy didn't want to go out there, so I can't really blame her for that. And the thunder and lightning really freaks her out. So yeah, it was a tempestuous night, as you might have imagined. So yes, the Corvette, I'll get that running now, and it is a bit noisy though. So plus the other drawback on this one is that the pickups for it are on that powered bogie, and that's it. I don't believe there are any others. I could be wrong there. It may be picking up on the dead bogie as well. from the same carriage. But and then it feeds it throughout the train with these conductive couplers. So this one really does rumble a bit. Oh, we've got Curly Express. There's Dwight. Say hello to Dwight, everybody. Another brilliant channel who does a live stream tonight, I believe that is. Is that correct, Dwight? Just around the corner from the Wigan Pier Club. Right. Okay. Yeah, so you might hear a little squeak that's coming off the pickups rubbing on the back of the wheels. I found one of them wasn't even touching the wheel. It was absolutely flat against the bogie and there was no spring in it whatsoever. So I fixed that just by easing it over. Yes, I mean, it does run. It looks very attractive. It's just that I don't think they plated the wheels on the driving axles very well. There was even a couple of little lumps on there, which appeared to be under the actual plating. So I really gave it a good rub down with my abrasive block, which I use on the track. It's not very abrasive, something like, I would imagine 2000 grit if you were going to compare it with wet and dry paper. And we've got Trevor Veal in. Hello, Trevor. Nice to see you. DWM Trains, Dave. Hello, Dave. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Was that a frog that you had for your logo? Very attractive. Very eye-catching. 3017. Get him, Grandpa. That's a bit of a joke. JD always reminds us to hit the like button with the format. 30 in, 17 likes. So thank you for that, JD. I'm sure everyone will hit the like button. Oh, red eye tree. Is that? Oh, that's got to be a frog. Yeah, very good. I very much like that. And we've got James popping in. Hello, James. What you're seeing behind me, James, is a electro. What would you call them? An EPB, electro pneumatic brake. Set of four VEP, produced by Hornby. But although I'm running it, it is a bit noisy. So I'm taking steps with spare parts to rectify that. They've been ordered and I'm expecting them mid to late next week. Gets, who is going and what day are you going? Oh, I'm hoping to go both days, on the Saturday and the Sunday. And I did promise stretch trains. So on t'other track, going t'other way, is the A4, Andrew K. McCosh, number 60003, pulling a rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the other one? There's 6 coaches, but one, because my platforms are only so long, I've put the other in another platform. So I'll bring it round. Here comes Andrew K. McCosh. A4 in the early British Rail Brunswick green livery. And I'll just stop it there. All I have to do then is open that there, the hand of God, forgive me. No God, it's the hand of and. Right, and here we go again. Make sure that's connected the right way. Indeed it is. And let's go. There, that was painless. I realised after last week's live stream that I had a second pack of these blood and custard coaches, an extension pack. So you get the set, which is the loco and 1, 2, 3 coaches. And there's also an extension pack of 3 coaches that you could buy. And I was pretty sure I had it, but I couldn't find it. And I said to Richard last night, I said, do you know where the extension pack is? And he came straight back and he went, yeah, I think I do. So we both went into the storage facility. I see you use the old 050 shunter. Do I? I don't know where you can see that, but I do use the odd shunters, but I don't do much shunting. I'm hoping everybody can hear me over the cacophony that these two are making. I'll just up the speed on that one a bit. It is, after all, an express. Really poor organisation from Hornby magazine. Why? What have they done, Tim? Gets will be rammed. Oh yeah, well, Pete Waterman's going to be there again, which I hoped he wouldn't, because it just makes such a virago of the whole thing. There is so many people there wanting to get in and see it, and once you get in, you literally walk straight to where their layout is put, and it's difficult to get round it or past it because it's 5 deep. It is a real problem, and I was hoping that they would keep their layout to other events, but unfortunately, it means that it's down to Hornby asking him to be there. Also, doesn't help that they put it on when the football match is on. Yeah, that also. That's it depends who came first, the chicken or the egg. Did they organise the football first? That's down to the league, or did they organise the exhibition not knowing when the football was? Ben's on nights, Saturday and Sunday, so I won't be able to make it this year. Sorry to hear that, Ben. Sad that the scheduling creates an issue, though Joyce and I booked a room that overlooks the pitch, so well, it depends if you like a bit of soccer action. Yeah, notice I use the word soccer. Yeah, it depends if you like a bit of football action, Anthony. Not really my sort of thing. Watching 22 guys kick a ball around on a bit of grass, hoping to get it in the net. But there you go. It's horses for courses. The fixtures come out in the summer, so they book the hall in advance and hope the fixtures worked out, I guess. Yeah, maybe that is the case, Tim. Difficult to know. Typically last year when I could make it, I just had my accident, so missed it then too. Is there any chance of you getting across? Oh, no. Well, that's obviously not on for you, is it, Ben? If you're going to be doing Saturday and Sunday and nights. So that's a great shame, because it would be absolutely great to see Ben in there as well. Ben's a great guy. If you haven't seen his channel, check out Eagle Creek Railroad. Ben does N-scale, American outline, quite brilliantly, I might add. So I'm not just blowing Ben's trumpet. Ben's a great guy, and he's got a powerful layout. Lots of sound, lots of views. Brilliant. Yeah, if you can squeeze in a live or pump out some videos in that time, that'd be great, Ben. Always great to see your layout. Don't go to train shows, always on a Sunday. Yeah, well, James and his wife are big into the church, so Sunday's obviously the biggest day of the week in church-going things. But there you go. With Pete Waterman being there, it'll be mental. Yeah, it will be, Simon. So maybe the Worley show would ease it down a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the Corvette off and then run something a little quieter, because it rumbling away in the background is starting to annoy me. So let's bring it off. I'll just speed it up a bit. Right, it's now heading for the sidings. Oh, there's Mark. Stanover Model Railway. I'm not sure if I said good afternoon, Mark. Nice to see you. Not sure what my plans are for Gets now. My wife has an accident at work this week and cannot get around very easily at the moment. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. Wish her a speedy recovery from me and the guys. And the 81E, nice to see you. Right, I'm just going to stop that there, isolate that. And what I'll do, I'll bring out the Atlantic Coast Express, which I do only have 3 coaches for. But later on, I'll be bringing out the big guns, which is the A4 Silver Fox, which is the Dapol version, which does have smoke and lights and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Mark, but we walk around, we have accidents. Nobody is immune, not even me. Train work. Morning, everyone. That suggests you're in the US of A or Canada. So good morning to you, train work, although it's afternoon here. Right, I'll pull out the Bullied Pacific and we'll run that while we're running DC. Now, as you know, I have mobility issues and the closest car park's 12 minutes away for an able-bodied person, but at least having a scooter this year, ramming speed. Whoa, that sounds a bit Star Trek, doesn't it? Right, let's get this one out. That one off, that one on. Come on, don't mess about. That's it, that's all. Right, all I have to do is open that one, sticker in reverse. That is in reverse. I need to go forward. And out we come. There is a double slip right just about here. And it's made it across that. It's always a good test. Double slips and curved points. There we go. Normalise that. And off we go. This is plan line. I did run it last week, but it is noticeably quieter than the Corvette, which I will be working on. If I have to do some further soundproofing in there to damp it down a bit, but it's actually thumping its way through the boards. So those wheels are making an awful lot of noise and I will change them. So watch this space. What's happening in the chat? It's on crutches. Oh, well, that doesn't help, does it? And of course, when you start using crutches, the underside of your arms become really sore. You start using muscles that you don't use that often just to stay upright. And of course, it puts your arms and your shoulders under a great deal of pressure. And it's not easy. Yeah, James's wife is visually impaired. And you're right, James. Yeah, people are generally rude. I don't know why. You'd think they would be a little more sympathetic, particularly for anybody that suffered eye problems, empathetic. Yes, a speedy recovery to Mrs. Mark. Indeed. Thank you, Ben. At train work, beautiful state. I visited Charleston. Charleston and TDD Museum. And visited Savannah and Tiber Island. All these exotic names, fantastic. From Georgia, the second Hollywood. Interesting observation. Everyone, please hit the like button. Thank you, Dino. Is it an A4? Yes, it is, Jake. It's in the early British Rail Brunswick Green with the cycling lion on the tender. And its number is 60003. With all A4s, it had a bird title like seagull or mallard or bittern. I'm not sure what name this one had, but they renamed it after, I think it was probably the minister in charge of railways at the time, outgoing, Andrew K. McCosh. And my father took photographs of Andrew K. McCosh before I was born at King's Cross Station. I still have the photographs, but it's not one of the more well-known A4s like the Mallard and Sir Nigel Gresley, Dwight D. Eisenhower. It was scrapped, and it's very under-photographed. Difficult to find out anything on the Andrew K. McCosh. Oh, there's Guelph Junction Pete. Hello, Pete. Nice to see you. She was Osprey before. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, so it obviously got a rename to Andrew K. McCosh. And of course, as I was an Andrew, there was a bit of synergy there. Are you going to get the recently announced Daypole A4? Yes, I probably am. It will be a second one for me because I've got one of the original iteration. Just looking at the box yesterday, I saw the price which was still on it. Yeah, it cost a pretty penny, even second hand. But I wanted it. I'd been after it for a long time. All of the this doesn't work and that don't work all died down, and they just done one run of them and that was it. But a lot of the electronics inside it are all Broadway imports, or BLI as the Americans would know it. So hammer time, hit the like button. Thank you, James. We have 37 in the chat with 28 likes. That's pretty good. So thank everybody very much for hitting the like button. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. Have without wheels. Might be a nice guy, but I'm not. I'll be using it myself. Sorry, I missed that bit. But yeah, the Daypole Black Label. They've done improvements on the original. And they've done, I think it's something like 7 iterations this time. Both myself and Richard are favouring the purple one because it's so odd looking. And it looks like that Dapole on their pictures have done a better job of the purple than Hornby did. It's like a purple blue. Quite a dark colour, but quite striking. And we like the odd pods. I mean, Silver Fox, which is over in yonder station, that's an oddity. There were just 4 that were painted silver. Ultramarine. Thank you, Rich. My son, the Spanish Inquisition, has just popped into the chat. I hope it wasn't too onerous out in the rain last night, Rich. Must have been a shitty job, but somebody's got to do it. Ahoy! Yeah, you were probably drowning out in that. Anyway, that's my son Richard, the Spanish Inquisition. So yes, it's aquamarine colour. I believe it's got British Railways written on the tender because it was early days of British Railways. It was painted in that colour. And yeah, it's attractive. And with all the features that the A4 I know has got, which is smoke and lights and firebox flicker, great sound. And plus they're going to use the Daypole's new biscuit connection system. It was chucking it down. It held off while we were out of the van. Had to get out of the way for most of it while B-Way dropped the second set of points and ballast in. Yes, I understand it was point work last night. I can't remember what Richard said. It's a peculiar type of mechanism for points, one that they don't use much these days. So perhaps Rich can tell us what that was. I can't recall. I remember you saying last night before you went out, but it escapes me. Anyway, so right, let's get you down to see the action. So I'll drag you over behind me so you can look down towards the TMD. You will see a Bullied Pacific, which is sitting in the TMD at the moment. That one also has smoke and all that kind of goodness. So our clamp locks, that's it, hydraulic points. Yeah, I know they're a bit of an oddity. Probably on various regions have more of them than ours, but yeah, they're obviously out there. Anyway, I'll get you down onto the track and we can have a look at today's action. Right, here goes. Sorry about the vomit cam, everybody. There we go. There's Andrew K. The only thing I will say is that having 6 coach trains does interfere with signals a bit, because if they're running at speed, they tend to run into double yellows all the time because of the length of the train and obviously the length of the track. Yeah, it's great to see what you're doing on your small layout, Robert, which I believe is out in your sort of conservatory or lean-to. Yeah, it's coming along really well, and it really works well as a shunting layout, which I think is what you designed it for. But it's great that you don't have to worry about going into the loft and worrying about temperature, whether it's too cold, too hot. So yes, it looks like it's coming along very nicely, Robert. We've got Steve Childers in. Hello, Steve. There's a hearty wave. Yes, slightly longer trains, plural. This time, Steve. And Oklahoma. It's strange, actually, but when I was on my honeymoon in America, we were at like Disney World in Florida. After a couple of days, the Oklahoma explosion had happened, and the Americans around us were absolutely devastated. But I suppose I was used to explosions because the Irish Republican Army done such a number on London. I remember all the big bangs, so it was something I was a bit more used to, I suppose. So it just came as a bit of a shock to the Americans, because that's not usually the kind of stuff that goes off in America. But it just shows you timing. But I could literally empathize with them because we'd had things blown up for quite a number of years before that. Blimey, was in that building the day before. Crumbs. That reminds me of I don't know if a lot of the UK guys would probably know that there was a big fun fair at Battersea in London. And myself and my sister went to that fun fair the day before there was a big disaster on the roller coaster, which, I don't know, killed 10 people and it injured 30 more. It was an absolute horror. They were halfway up the ramp, taking it to the top of the first hill, when it became disengaged from the chain and went rampaging backwards at full speed, and wham, hit the stalls, and it was a real mess. But yes, I suppose we can count ourselves lucky, Steve. Bloody custard roof coach boards. It says the Northumbrian. And there's one board a couple of boards which says King's Cross to Newcastle. But it's the Northumbrian, Mark. They did a train pack and a coach pack to go with it. And it's a fine model. It really is. Obviously, this is one of Hornby's new A4 iterations, which has the flangeless wheel under the cab, which I don't agree with. There's got to be a better way of doing it than that. Daypole didn't do it when they produced the Silver Fox. It's on a proper floating bogie. Doesn't matter whether the real thing had it or not. If you can't reproduce that in model form, then leave it as was. But they gave us the worst of two evils. And on this one, this is the Atlantic Coast Express, pulled by Clan Line. And it says the Atlantic Coast Express on the headboards on that one. Railway 187. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Yeah, Richard's right. Bachmann did suss out how to do it within a box structure, having flanged wheels which move within that box structure. It can be done because Bachmann have done it. I believe they did it on their A2s, things like the Tornado, whereas Hornby couldn't or didn't want to. So it can be done. It's called a Cartazzi axle in real life. And of course the A4s did have that Cartazzi axle. But unfortunately Hornby have extended it to models like the Duchess, which didn't have a Cartazzi axle. Even this one. This is an early version where they had a swinging bogie underneath the cab. But on the later ones, they've gone to a complete flangeless system underneath the cab, and it's totally unnecessary because the real thing never had the Cartazzi axle. Yeah, it's Mark. It's a fine set. It really is. The coaches are fabulously well appointed. I don't know if it had plastic wheels on it out of the box, but it was my late father's. He had the coach pack, and I had the loco and the three coaches. So every now and then we'd make the two together and produce a long train. And I think you would agree it's quite a sight. A 6-coach train, it's not the limit on what we can do, because I think it's somewhere around 30 feet all the way around. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 feet long, give or take a few inches. So you've got the loco, there's a brake coach, buffet, various composites, and the brake coach at the other end as well. So yeah, a fine set. Yeah, you can engineer anything using CAD, but it's only when you get the thing in your hands, Charlie, and you find out that the plastic you've used isn't thick enough because there's light bleed all over the place, or the thing fails after a couple of years just through handling. You need over-engineering in model railways, in my opinion. Yeah, obviously the real thing had something like eight coach minimum, regularly 11, 12 coaches. And yeah, we could do that, but it would probably stretch around half of the layout. And it gets to a point where it becomes a tail chaser. And you spend more time looking at the train than you do open air like you do now. So I think something like 6 coaches is about the maximum we can get away with, and still have it looking fairly realistic. But yes, we can do a 10 10-coach train. Yeah, you can do it, Robert, but you've got to face facts that we come from a, let's put it on the carpet background, and you had literally a loco and 3 coaches, and it looked the right size for the set that you were working with. And I think we grew up like that. So longer trains always looked a little bit alien to me, but I'm getting used to it. Canadian Locomotive Logistics. Hello there, nice to see you. Good morning. Right, let's bring out the big guns, shall we? So what I'll do, first of all, I'll bring the loco around to here and uncouple. Okay, that's stopped just behind the camera. I'll uncouple that using the handle guard. There we go. I'll flick the points. So we should be going off down this way into here. Right, let's see if we can do this in one easy operation. Here we go. I think you should be able to follow this. Right, it's going across the double slip now. And then through the other sets of pico points and down to the diesel fueling stage. Right there. So I'll now isolate that. And I'll leave the coaches where they are because once I've dealt with the other side, right, I'll just bring that one in now. I'll just edge the speed down, so that will be heading over that way. And then I have to take one coach off the end because it just won't give me that kind of, oh, that's almost on the buffers. So I'll just isolate that one now. Use the trusty triangle uncoupler. Squeeze them together. Off we go back out there. Okay. Right. That's isolated. I'll drag that down the track towards you. And then I'm going to, I'll leave that one open. And I'll also open this one. And that can go into the bay platform. Sorry, I can't keep up with the chat at the moment. So that's now isolated. Right, the next thing to do is to bring out the big guns. So I'll make up the 6-coach train first. Only have 5 because of the length of the blocks. Yeah, that's another good reason to keep the trains fairly short. Obviously, if you're using block signaling, there's only so much room that we all have. But it is what it is, as they say. Right, let's open that one, and open that one. Right, so I'll drag these 2 out. I'll make that with the end of the other train. So that one off. This is a 3-way point right here, which gives diversion to the 3 different platforms. And obviously the bay platform comes off a different point. But that's another big test for your rolling stock and locomotives, if it can handle the 3-way point. So we generally tend to test 3 things when we're doing any kind of review. 3-way point, how does it handle general points, like crossover points like here. How does it do smaller radius points, double slips, and curved points? We do have 1 or 2 curved points on here, and it's great for testing whether a loco can actually do its stuff or not. Right, so I'll now flick over to DCC. We're on. And let me just, here is the DCC. I've got to open up the isolation for it, which is there. Function 1 will bring sound. And right, I'll just turn the smoke off, because with BLI, everything comes on at once as soon as the loco comes into life. So smoke, lights, everything. So let's just go into reverse. Make sure the points are set. They are. And here she comes. A little bit of shunting there. And we've got Closet Branch in. Hello, Closet Branch. Nice to see you. Smash the likes, please. Yeah, thank you, Joe. And get them, Grandpa Rails. As you can see, that's quite a long 6-coach train. I hate to use the word prototypical, but that's the nearest thing I can get to it. Right, stop. And let's change direction. And off we go with a whistle. Right on. And as you can see, it does have lights which are of a prototypical scale, which I think they did exceedingly well with. How about some smoke? Starting it up now. So by the time it gets around the first trip, we should have smoke issuing from the chimney, not the smoke box, the chimney. Okay, it's on its way around, guys. This is the Nigel Gresney this week at Flint. Okay, Pete, it'll be coming at you any second now as soon as it comes around yonder curve. I'm just going to see what this signal does over here, whether it stays double yellow. I believe it will, but of course you can go through a double yellow signal. Oh, it did actually go green, so it's going slow enough for the signals to react. Here we go. I'm hoping that's coming through okay. The dark background does help with white smoke. Yeah, the coach is a Hornby, Jake. The locomotive is a Dapol Black Label. And we've got Cymru Wales. Hello there. Nice to see you. Good afternoon to you. I hope the weather isn't too onerous where you are. And I've just upped the speed to 30 units out of 126. So here she comes. Ah, the smell of soothed smoke oil. Or Salte smoke oil. Well, Pete, they're still out there. If you can get your head around the fact that they're using LMS coaches and spraying them LNER silver, if you can get over that, it's okay. They're pretty good. I think I changed all the wheels on them over to metal wheels because I believe they might have come plastic at the time. So I swapped them all out for metals, and yeah, they roll really nicely. Right, let's bring out Mr. Bullet. That is a slightly different number, as I recall. So let's go for select loco, 1, 2, 3, enter. And we want that one open. Am I right? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, wrong one. Yes, indeed. Reverse. There she comes. So when did Hornby do those coaches? Oh, a long time ago. What? It's stalled. 30 wheels. Here she comes. Oh no, what's happening? Dirty wheels. I should have cleaned them. Right, well, let's give it a run. And get them moving. Yep, everything's on. Yeah, Pete, I think you're right. I put some in yesterday as I pulled it out of the box. And I thought, well, I won't overdo it today. I'll just leave it in the tank for tomorrow. That seems to be working fine. I'll keep an eye on it just so when it starts to get a bit wispy, then I'll add some more. Here comes the Bullet Pacific. I hope you can all still hear me. This one also has smoke, but I'm just going to consult my little book up here as to what function it was under. If I can find it, and no, I can't. That's typical, isn't it? Oh, Hornby Battle of Britain. Nope. Hornby J36, Britannia. Nope, wait not. I'll leave them there. Well, the one in the 8 is a Broadway Limited smoke unit, and that was in there from the start. That was designed with it, and it came with it. The other one is an ESU part, and I had to mill out the block inside so it would fit, and then deal with all the electronics and the lock programmer to get the sound and everything working, because it was just a basic DC model. Right. I'll stop on the next time around and we'll get some smoke fluid in it. We'll need some of this. Yeah, the blood and custards were Hornby, yeah. Right, here comes some smoke oil. Syringe. Don't need that much. About 5 millilitres. Okay. Now all I have to do is find out which function. I know it's between 1 and 10, so it shouldn't take much to get that started. That's the whistle. That's a long whistle. 4 is coal shoveling. 5, nope. 6, nope. 7, nope. 8. Yeah, that's it. Function 8, because I saw the amps go up over an amp. So I'll start her off now. And by the time she gets around, I'll give it a quick blow down spout. It takes a little while to produce any smoke, but smoke it will. Well, I hope it will anyway, because it's pulling 1.17 amps now. Oh, we've got Chris in. That is 56XX. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. And I believe... Oh, no, we've still got smoke. It's getting a little thin now. Right, let's just stop that up. Yeah, it's going. And you should be able to see the smoke from there now. It's a little thin and wispy. But it comes out with more force on this one. Each chuff is registering quite a blow because it's obviously fan assisted. Now, it's just occurred to me the one person I haven't said hello to is Clive. Hello, Clive. I know I acknowledged you in the chat, but good afternoon to you. I hope you're well. Now it's starting to kick up some smoke, so you should see that quite well on its way round. And as there's nobody going live today, I think I can extend my live stream a little. Yes, with DCC, they are quite noisy beasts, so I hope this isn't too onerous for you. If it's getting that way, just pop a comment in the chat and I'll turn the sound down if I can. Right, I'll stop the bullet somewhere near the camera. And if I back her up a bit, you should see the smoke chuffing out. You should just be able to make that out. It's a little bit thin and wispy, isn't it? Right, let's go now forward. Yeah, I hope that's coming across okay. You can certainly see the amount of chuff coming from that. A little better at distance than you can when it's close up. Yep, still got smoke for that one. Right, you may see a little more as I've sped it up this time a bit. Yeah, that seems to have a better effect when I actually make it go faster, strangely enough. Well, thanks, Pete. The air's getting a bit thick in here, actually. But I do like that smell. So it's just that I'm going to smell like a chip shop for the rest of the day. Yeah, I think you're right, Jake. I'm sort of looking alongside the camera now. Yeah, just about there. The dark background does help. It really does. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on both, and when the level on this one starts to really go down, then I'll add some more smoke oil. In fact, I might do that on the next trip round. I don't really have to worry about this one too much because it's got a fill level sensor on it. So when the smoke oil has gone, it turns itself off, which is very nice of ESU to do that. That way you don't burn out your heating element. Right, I'll drop that down to there. As you can see, the smoke is still issuing, but we'll give it a little bit of a refill. Right, I won't do it live, so I'm going to turn off the smoke for that one. That I now think, is it off? No, it isn't. 7. That's it. Right, the smoke's now off. And I'll add a little to this one. Not too much, just enough. Right then. Okay, let's start that up again. And as soon as we see some smoke issuing, I'll do the usual trick, blow down. And almost instantly we see some smoke coming out. So if I now move that forward, let's see if as you can see, it also has a smoking whistle function. So if I now move it forward, and I think you'll agree that's a great deal more smoke. Oh, Robert's off. Thank you for coming in, Robert. Always great to see you. Keep up with the videos. Always entertaining to see what you're doing on your layout. And have a great day, mate. Well, I haven't quite decided, Jake. How long would you like me to go on? Now, obviously, people have got things to do with their Sundays, so feel free to come and go as you please. I think you'll agree that's quite a decent amount of smoke there. And as you can see on the bullet, the smoke has stopped. So it's now run out of smoke oil, and I'll stop it and I can refill now. Right, back to 1, 2, 3. Right, I'll stop her about here. Sorry, we're photobombing here at the moment. Right, here we go again. 5 milliliter. And that should set us up for a good 15 minutes. Not sure how long that lasted there, but that should be about fine. There we go. Now it'll take a little while. I might have to re-energize that. In fact, I think I will. Let's see. It was function 8. And here we go. The perfunctory blow down the chimney. And as you can see, that's pretty slow running. Now the wheels have cleaned themselves on the track. And I think you'll agree with me. Hornby did a fine job there on the mechanism. See, when Hornby do a good job, I'll tell you, I'll be the first to jump from the table and say, yeah, it's a fabulous job. But unfortunately, they can't seem to keep it up. Right, let's get that moving. going to do an epic 72-hour stream. Can you imagine the logistical nightmare that would be? The floor would be covered in model boxes. Every platform, every siding would be heaving with locomotives and trains. It's not a bad idea, actually. Right. Bit of speed, Mr. Bullet. Now, strangely enough, Anthony, these are both 3-cylinder machines. So they have that funny offset chuff. It's always in 3s and 6s. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's an odd one, but I think you'll agree it's a nice sound. And I think I know what Marklin had done with your Flying Scotsman, and it's really quite brilliant. What they did, when you're running very slowly, you hear all 6 exhaust beats, but as you get faster and faster, they emphasize one beat, because after a while with a 3-cylinder, it just sounds like a cacophony of sound, which is very difficult to hear. And Marklin, when it got over a certain speed, they decided to emphasize one chuff, which is brilliant, because then you can run it as fast as you like, and you'll always hear that one chuff in various frequency. So I think they did a brilliant job with that. It's very difficult to get a 3-cylinder machine to sound authentic at speed, and I think Marklin did a very good job. That's my humble opinion. I think they thought about that long and hard, and their solution was quite brilliant. Oh, we've got Moneybrook Mark taking off. Take care, Mark. Hope you have a nice day, matey. Right. Now perhaps I'll give you the other aspect. Let me drag you over yonder, and let's see if we can get a better view from this angle. Oh look, padlock points. Oh, we've got Happy Days Edward. I just thought I'd run a few smoky locomotives today, Edward. Coming around first will be the A4 Silver Fox, which has got Broadway electronics in it, but it's a Dapo model, a black label. You'll see that about now. Pulling 6 Silver Jubilee coaches. Here comes a machine we affectionately call a Spam can, because it looks like a can of Spam, with the smoke unit. In Southern Railways Malachite green. Sorry, malachite. Slip of the tongue there. Oh, who's got lamb chops? Somebody's heading off. Oh, I think that's Mark. And if anybody wants to know, yes, it does smell very much of smoke oil in here. Even though I'm using the smoke oil, there's 250 millilitres of it. I do have some other stuff as well, particularly the MTH stuff, which is brilliant. And that has some, I believe, some coal scent in it. So I can still smell that from previously using the machine. I'll just give you a little guided tour. Here is the Hornby 4 Vet, which does look a very nice model. There goes the A4. That's just above the track. Forgive the shaky hand. And here comes Mr. Bully. Right. So following the silver one around, that should give you an ample vision. Two smokers together. Right, I've just changed sides. Here's one for Anthony. I'm working on a kit over there, which is one of the model kits that Anthony very kindly got me. There is a video coming out fairly soon of the other acquisition I got from Anthony, which is just the absolute max of what I can hope to obtain. Is that a Hornby turntable, Andy? Yes, it is. Let me just drag you over. Here is the Hornby turntable. What I did, I actually got a router and routed part of the plywood out so it would actually sit down and not be such a ramp coming in. But as you can see, I just move it manually. And that's it. And line it up. I took all the motor mechanism out. It did have a winding mechanism, but I took it out because it was easier just to do that. What I usually do when it's DCC, I've just got the contacts which are wired actually to the metal in the middle, and I just use that. So as soon as it goes to there, it's off contact. So any DCC would go dead. And then I usually isolate it when I turn around and then go back on. There's a simple control here, which is just a green energizing switch, and I can isolate the turntable like that. Okay. Right. Let's drag myself back over here. There we go. And there we are. I'm back again. Well, Mr. Bully just run out of smoke once more. So you've got about a good 10 minutes out of that. You'll just see that come around that side. So he's now run out. The other one is happily still steaming away. So let me just adjust my camera. Yeah, something just dropped there. Let me just find out what that is. Oh, it's my triangle uncoupler. Let me just put my finger back on there. I'll just stop that one a minute. And stop that one a minute. Screeching of brakes. Here is my trusty triangle uncoupler. This is the hand of God mechanism that I use. I also have a couple of 3D printed ones, which look like this. I know it looks like a shovel, but it's literally just a wedge, and you pop it under the tension lock couplings, and away you go. Simple as that. Ah, there's Wesley. Good morning to you, Wesley. I'm just on the way out, actually, but I'm sure it will be there for catch up. Just set my one up. Seems okay, Andy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they do work. I had one, a Hornby turntable, and I just thought I'd use it the way I figured it should be used. And I just took the guts out of it and just use it as a manual turntable. Anything bigger than an A4, forget it. So the Bayer Garrett, no way. No way. The big boy, Richard's big boy, no chance. You'd be able to swing the tender round on it, but that's about all. Even the locomotive itself would overhang. So that's literally a pick it up, place it down, put it back on carefully. And I'm sure Ben would agree with me because I had a Hornby turntable too, but my LPs sound like crap on them. Yeah, that's the way. Strange but true. Richard's just got some LPs, some actual vinyl LPs, and I do have a hi-fi with a turntable on it. Which is Technics, which was good back in the day. It's still good now. A new needle on it, so we shall be hearing some vinyl playing soon. Interesting, but there it is. No, it's just a random number I put there. I'm mainly steam, but I'm modelling both areas. I don't really limit myself to any particular area. There's some I favour. Southern in malachite green. A4s always look great in whatever guise that they come up on because they're streamlined and they look like the kind of thing. Just got given a manual, Helljan TT. Getting a 12-volt DC Lazy Susan motor to turn it. Oh, I see. Okay, Chris. Sounds good. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Pete. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any videos in the pipeline, only too happy to watch them. There seem to be a lot of videos coming out this week, and I've had real trouble trying to catch up with watching lives and then interspersing that with videos in between. Really trying to. I've been on catch up literally all week, and of course you've had this. It's the Titan inquiry, which was the submersible that imploded, and that's been going. So yeah, I'm the same as Charlie. I run what I feel like on the day, and that's half of it is on the day. Just put a vlog on today, Andy. Oh, excellent, Pete. Okay, I'll tap into that after we've finished down. Got to go now. Thanks for a great stream as usual. Oh, thanks, Mark. Always a pleasure having you in. And yeah, it's great that I've got the community spirit with me in the little train room. Rule number one on the day, yes, and that's half of it. It's on the day. Sometimes with the best intentions, I get down here and think, what am I going to run? Okay, do I want to go modern? Do I want to go old time? I can do that. Do I want to do American? Do I want to do British? It's fine. It's just a matter of what appeals on the day. So you're absolutely right, Charlie. YouTube are now encouraging a vertical format. Well, that's unfortunate because it doesn't give you breadth. It gives you height, but that's not always useful for model railway applications. So thanks, Jake. Always a pleasure having you in. Ben and Anthony. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Bye, Paul and Paris. Adios. And yeah, Edward, the video will come up, and I believe that the chat comes up after about a day. So, Chuck, thanks for coming in. Say hello to everybody down in Texas, everybody you know, and have a good one. So I'm going to end the stream right here, and I hope everybody will be well this following week. Dwight's on later, which I believe is about 6 or 7 o'clock, and yeah, I'm sure he'll enjoy having everybody in his stream. Thanks, Grandpa Rails, for coming in. Charlie, Dino, all of my cohorts and contemporaries. And someone saved me. Susie, aka the fiance, just put a Christmas film on. No, it's too early for Christmas. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming in, and I'll catch up with you all soon. So adios for now.